Hi everyone, Jedediah Thomas, the Mind Master here. So today I wanted to talk about really one of the deepest, most profound beliefs that you actually need to embody to accomplish true healing. And this is actually the first belief that shifted in me that kind of started my healing journey about 10 years ago now. And it completely reframed my view of the world. It completely reframed my view of myself. And it allowed me to see that the things that needed healing were actually healable. And this is, it's not necessarily the first thing that you need on your healing journey, but at some point, whether it's the first thing, whether it's the last thing, whether it's some point during that journey, you'll actually have to embody this belief. And without embodying this belief, true healing is not possible. And this belief flies in the face of most of the personal growth industry, accountability coaches, possibly even common sense. And that's why it's, so difficult to come to. And there's a high possibility that you might think that you believe this, but on a very deep level, you actually don't, right? And there's some nuances to kind of believing it in the correct way, right? Because you can believe it and misinterpret it, and you can twist it, but in its purest form, the belief that you need to embody, the thing that truly unlocks your ability to fully heal, is the realization that you are not the problem. Okay? So when you heard that, you could have had a multitude of reactions to that, right? Maybe there was a voice in your head that said, "Oh no, I'm definitely the problem. I'm not good enough. I'm this, I'm that," right? Or it could be, "Oh, this guy is avoiding accountability. Oh, he thinks he's not the problem, and he probably has problems." There could be a wide range of reactions to that, and that shows how significant of a belief it is. And the reality is that in our truest form, our truest self, there is nothing wrong with us, right? There is perfection. And perfection is not a static point. It's a process of continually getting more perfect, right? And that's after you've removed all of your traumas, your limiting beliefs, your, imprints, basically everything that's holding you back from being your true self, and you've embodied the identities that you want, and you're moving closer and closer to that state of perfection. Then there is nothing wrong with you, right? There is things right with you, and there will things being continually more right with you. Now, in order to get to that point, of course, like I said, you have to remove all of these external problems, all of these things that are attaching to you, things that are holding you back. And the thing is, those are not you, right? So if you have behaviors that are problematic, okay, that's fair. You have behaviors that are problematic. You might have thoughts that are problematic. You might have emotions that are problematic. You might have a lot of things in theory wrong with you, but it's not actually wrong with you. It's things that are not you that are preventing you from being you. Okay. So when you truly embody the belief that there is nothing wrong with me, then you'll be able to see that everything that needs healing is not you. Therefore, everything that is not you is healable, right? And that was, I guess, how I kind of started out with the assumption that everything was fixable, because if I knew that there was nothing wrong with me and there were still problems, then somehow those problems were not me, right? Whether they were, things that affected my mind, whether they were other people, whether they were situations, it didn't really matter. And like I said, that flies completely in the face of these ultimate accountability gurus who want to blame you for every problem in your life, right? They want to make you feel shame and guilt and pain for anything that's wrong with your life, and it's really not true. right? It's a very narcissistic way of looking at the world, assuming that you are the center of all problems, right? Because the world is much bigger than you, right? So you could have problems that come from other people. You could have problems that come from your environment, from your situation, from all these things that you can't anticipate, that you can't control. And yes, you have responsibility to make your life better, but you're not at fault for a lot of the things that happen to you, right? So you are not the problem. You are subject to a lot of problems, and because you are greater than those problems, because there's nothing wrong with you, you have power over those problems. So it's exactly that opposite paradigm. So they say by taking accountability for everything, then you gain power over everything. The truth is that when you realize is that you are already greater than all of these things that are preventing you, you already have power. So it's really a recognition of the power that already exists. And you can say, okay, this is not exactly how I want it. There's some thought process not right, some mental thing holding me back. That's fine, right? But that's not you. Once you are you, there will be no problems, right? It will be a state of perfection and forever continually working towards higher levels of perfection. And that's just the reality of it. And so there's this tendency, um, depending on your background, you might feel this innate sinfulness or this innate unworthiness or this innate shame or guilt or something that you identify with, and you think, oh, I'm this evil thing, I'm not enough, I'm all of this stuff. And that's actually not true. That's not you at all. And your true self is a perfect self. And you're not born as your perfect self. So there's some people that think, okay, you're perfect when you're born, and then you get worse over time. Even babies aren't perfect, right? Because they haven't fully embodied their perfection, right? They're almost like neutral. So one of the things that you've really got to understand with this is like I said, it can be twisted as well, right? So you might consciously think, oh, I have no problems. Meanwhile, you have a lot of unaddressed emotional issues. You have, maybe suppressed traumas. You have a lot of, anger or hate inside of you. And consciously you're saying, oh, I'm not a problem, I'm not a problem, right? But then that's actually a personality disorder, right? So really underneath all of that pain, once we heal that pain, release all of that, underneath that is your true self. And yes, there is nothing wrong with you, your true self, but that doesn't mean there aren't problems that need to be fixed. And then how you rationalize it could be basically ignoring the problems that are there. So I'm not at all suggesting that you ignore problems, but what I want you to realize is that you are deeper than all of the problems that affect you, right? You are truly on the deepest level meant to be a perfect being, and it's not until you release all of those problems that you embody that state. But the problem with most of, personal growth industry and the self-help and all of that stuff is they want you to identify as the problem. And that's absolutely not the truth of the situation. It's only when you let go of that lie, then you can start to see the truth is that, hey, there is nothing wrong with you, your perfect self, and therefore you can start to actually get rid of all of the other problems that are holding you back. So, this is a little bit of a shorter one, but I just wanted to share that because it's just such a powerful realization. If you truly embody that, then everything is fixable around that. But if you identify as the problem, you'll never ever be able to fully heal, and that's just the reality of it. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the channel, and if you want to check out my free group in the comments, if you want to join, just answer the entry questions, and we'll happy to have you in. All right, bye.